Hi there, Corey with LaPlante Management. We are going to talk Zendesk once again. If you missed either of the two previous videos in this series, Zendesk Triggers or Zendesk Automations, they are available by clicking the eye icon in the top right corner of YouTube or down below in the description field. Macros function a little bit different than triggers and automations, which both act based on something happening to a ticket, but they act on their own. Macros you get to initiate. And so in this video, we're going to take a look at an example of a routine monthly send out that we can automate most of the typing and the hard work to make sure that we get a consistent look and feel, and also pretty much instantly be able to deliver on that. So let's jump right in. You can see we've just got a blank ticket here being sent to the requester, Corey Test, and we want to apply a macro. So right down here, bottom of the screen, you'll see the Apply Macro button. There is a way to easily group macros that I'm not going to touch on here, but if you use a lot of macros, you definitely want to be able to do this. In this case, we're actually going to send a regular monthly report, and you can see I've got all of the different months set up here. Let's send a May full level email. And when I do that, you can see it generates a subject, it generates some text here. In some cases, we can even embed a video if it makes sense to do so. We can have it set an assignee. We can have it set some tags. There's all kinds of stuff you can do with macros. This is the result. Let's now move into what it looks like on the back end. So moving to the macros screen, you can see we've got a lot of macros in this instance with all of those monthly sendouts. The example we used was the Fathom May full email. And so when we click on that, let's just take a look at what exists. And this, if you watch the triggers or automations, will look somewhat similar because you still have your actions. In this case, we are going to set the subject, we are going to set a comment and description, and like I mentioned before, there's a lot of other things you can do. You can also choose who these macros are available for. If you want to just set them for certain groups, you can do that. I also had mentioned being able to group macros together in like a folder structure. The double colon is what allows that to happen. So let's take a look at actions and what all is happening here. In this case, we are setting the subject, and you can see we use some placeholder text here. This is going to say April and then the current year. And this little placeholder formula is something that I wanted to show everybody just so that you know it exists. You have the ability to create placeholder text that can do some fairly robust stuff. In this case, this is not all that complex. It's just saying, hey, grab the year from now, whatever now is. And so in this case, because I'm recording this in 2020, it would say April 2020 performance report. And then when you look at the comment and description, you can see there's another placeholder here, hello ticket requester first name, because why would we want to type that every time? So there's a lot of placeholders that are available. You can click this little button right down here to view the available placeholders. Some of the more complex ones you'll have to manually create, or you can get help from someone like us. But all of this other text here is fairly easy to generate. And once you've got it in there, any of your agents can use this macro to quickly and easily generate all of this text, and you don't have to worry about, are there typos? Did they say it the way I wanted to? It all is just going to happen exactly the way you've created it. Macros are all about speed and ease of use. People tend to think that macros would be good for frequently asked questions. There actually is a better way to do that in Zendesk using Guide and the Knowledge Capture app. And look at me segueing into the next video series. So we'll tackle that later. But macros are something that you can use if you have some repetitive statements that you need to make, especially if you've got a lot of content to write, or you've got complex content to write and you want people to get it with just the tone and feel that you want. Go ahead and create it beforehand and set up those macros in an easy way for your folks to use. I hope that's helpful. Would love to talk more if you have some specific macro questions. You can always reach us on our website, laplantmanagement.com. I am Corey with LaPlante Management. Thanks for watching.